hao, it's RJ with Tai Chi for you, and today is our Monday, Meta Monday. So we're going to be looking at drills today. Now drills is something that you'll see in martial arts, you'll see it in Tai Chi, but also drills, we actually do this in everyday life. When we're trying to learn something new, we repeat the movement over and over. So this is really no different. The drill I'm going to show you today is going to include two postures, and the nice thing about it is you don't have to reset to begin those two postures. You're able to do the two postures, and that puts you on the other side of your body, which is very important especially when it comes to martial art practice. You want to train both sides of the body. So this drill, it actually places you on both sides of the body, and then you can keep stepping and stepping without any interruption. So our first posture is called play the lute. It's a real simple posture. I'm going to give you a couple of angles. So the hands are kept in front of you, in front of your center line. And what's going on, the legs are really important. So let's take a look at the legs. What's happening is whatever leg is going to be your back leg, there's a little bend in it. The front leg is just resting on the heel. You have a nice straight back, as always, in Tai Chi. So this is our posture, just extending one leg, resting on the heel. Whichever leg is forward, that same hand is going to be forward. And again, it's going to be center line with your midsection, your chest. It's going to be in front of you, and you don't want to block your eyesight. So the hand is going to be below your eyesight so you can see over your fingertips. So this hand is extended. The other hand, you can take your index finger and just place it on your elbow. And this will give you a good reference point. So this will be the posture, play the lute. So, once again, whichever leg is forward, that same hand is forward. So, the question is, how do you get into it? Well, that's really going to depend on the posture before it, and that can vary. Today, we're going to be looking at pot the wild horse's mane. Now, pot the wild horse's mane, likewise, whatever leg is forward, the same hand will be forward. Now, here we have a different stance. We have a wider stance, we have equal weight, or more of the weight will be on the front leg, but for now you can think of equal weight on both legs. The front leg is going to have a big bend to it, the back knee a little bend to it as well, and again keeping a nice straight back. Whichever leg is forward, the same hand is forward, with the palm facing the sky. Once again, you want to be able to see over the top of your hand. You don't want to obstruct your vision. Again, this is a detail. You never want to lock out the elbow. You want to relax that elbow a little bit. So there's a little bit of a curvature in the elbow. Now the other hand is going to be somewhere around the pocket, palm to the ground, and the fingertips pointing forward. So this is pot the wild horse's mane. I'll give you this angle here because what's important to know about the feet is the front toe is pointing forward. Now you want to imagine yourself in a square room. The front toe is pointing to the flat part of the room. The back toe, however, has an angle, is pointing to that front corner. And the reason for that is we don't want to twist out the knee. If we're in a bad position, over time we can wear out that knee. The other point is, by having that slight angle, you got to feel more solid on the ground, what they call rooting. So here, you can see there's some space between my legs, so I'm not too much this way, and I'm not too much this way. Just think of a stance that feels comfortable for you at the moment. So here's the idea. In pot the wild horse's mane, this leg is forward, and we're here. When we go into play the lute, the same leg is going to be forward. So to get into that, so first we start with pot the wild horse's mane. To get into the next posture, which is play the lute, we're going to take a half a step in, and now the other foot is going to rise up, and then the heel is placed on the ground. So we're not stepping with that front leg. The back leg is doing a half a step in. The front leg, you're not stepping. You're just rising up and then placing the heel down. And then over time, as your back leg gets stronger, all of your weight will be in your back leg, and that front leg will just be resting on the heel. So again, from Pot the Wild Horse's mane, we're just doing that half a step in, rising up and placing the heel down. So what's happening with the hands? We're in this position, taking my low hand, I'm going to reach out in front of me. And at the same time, this forward hand is going to come into the body. So from here, the forward hand comes into the body, the other hand goes out, and I allow my waist to turn to extend this hand forward. I take that half a step in. Now what's going to happen is the forward hand now is going to come in towards the body. The other hand is going to stretch out. So this low hand, once again, is somewhere near the elbow. And if you want to use your index finger and actually place it on the elbow, that'll be a good position. And now the other foot rises up and the heel is placed on the ground. So taking it from the beginning, we're reaching, half a step, the hands exchange, and then that same foot that was forward is placed on the ground. So as you can see from Pot the Wild Horse's mane, this leg remains the front leg the whole time. Okay? So now we just continue that movement, and it's going to put us on the other side of the body. So I'm going to give you this angle here. So what's going to happen is I'm going to pivot on my front heel, and I'm going to allow my body to turn. And then I'm going to step forward, so you can watch my back leg. I'm going to step forward and step right through. So that's going to put us in that same position that we started with, Pot the Wild Horse's mane. But now the other leg will be forward. So now I need to give you this angle here so you can watch the footwork. So we're here and play the lute. I pivot on my front heel, and you can see how my whole body moves with it. I let my whole body move. And now that foot is angled to the other front corner of the room. So then from here, excuse me, from here, I pivot. Now I just step up, and I step right through, back into that other stance. Now what's going to happen with the hands is, once again, we're here, we do that pivot motion. What's going to happen with the hands is I step through, my low hand is going to turn palm upwards. And now we continue moving forward, taking that low hand, reaching forward, as the other hand presses down. So now we're on the other side of the body. And I'll give you this angle now. So now we just repeat the other side. We do that half a step in, we reach out, the hands exchange, and then the other leg, the front leg, rises up on the heel. So now we're on the other side of the body. So I'm going to go through this a couple of times, giving you different angles, and I'll break it down once again. So starting from here, we can start here. See me, I reach out, half a step. I can exchange my hands at this point. So now I'm on the heel. I let everything pivot. I begin to step. reach out. Now we continue. I reach out, half a step in, my hands exchange. Now I'm on the heel. So now we go back to the first side. We let everything pivot. We stop, throw, the hands exchange. I'll give you this angle here, directly to the camera. We're starting at pot the wall horse's mane. So now we go to the other side. Now we go back to the original side. And then over time, you can make this a little bit more martial art looking by starting here and pot the wall of horse's mane. Alright, so what's going on here is, in martial arts theory, I'm protecting my face up here. My low hand is guarding below, or perhaps deflecting. And now if I simply turn my bottom palm facing upwards, I can step forward into pot the wall of horse's mane. So what's happening there is I'm doing a little bit different movement with my legs. As I'm here, going to reach out, go into play the lute, I'm going to let everything move. Now what's happening is, this low hand is going to press down, the high hand is going to come towards my face, but now I'm going to aim this shoulder towards the camera, and to do that, I'm going to pivot on the ball of my back foot. So from here, you'll see that this shoulder starts to go forward, because I'm pivoting on that back foot. And now I can step through into the next posture. Alright, so then we continue. I pivot on the heel, I pivot on the ball of my back foot, and that brings the other shoulder forward. And then I can step through. Alright, so as time goes on, the whole body needs to move at the same time. In the beginning, we need to break all these movements down, but then eventually, the whole body is going to move and stop at the same time. So as you can see, from here, I'll give you this angle, from here, you can see that my hands and my stepping is all happening at the same time, and then I can settle into the posture. And then I can move into the next posture if I wish. Everything moving at the same time, everything stopping at the same time. So this is just an idea of taking movements and drilling them, and being able to drill them in a way that it automatically places you on the other side of the body without needing to reset or change position. I mean, that's sort of my preferred method, if I can come up with ways to do that without having to reset. But it's just something to play with. You can come up with your own drills. And I have a live class to teach now in the park. So that's it for today's lesson. Enjoy, take it one step at a time, and I'll see you next time. Take care and have a good day.